Judging by the quarantine reports, the plague has been completely eradicated, Shepard. Dr. Solis's assistant has been helping any patients with complications. I have also accessed messages between mercenary groups regarding plans to deal with the Archangel. There's a recruiting station at Afterlight that may have information on him.
Alright, so yeah, welcome back to my Let's Play of Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition. Let's have a quick chat with Gabor.
So, I heard a human went into the plague zone. Then I found out about a lot of dead Vorcha down there. You know anything about this?
I was down there on a mission. The Vorcha were just in the way.
Remind me not to get in your way. Well, my job just got a whole lot easier.
Good to know. I'm glad to help. I am glad to help.
What's your job here exactly?
I'm supposed to keep the Vorcha in line. Keep them out of Aria's sight. That's about it. Not much for me to do anymore. But the way those Vorcha breed, I'll have something to do soon enough.
I'll just be going.
Keep up the good work.
Let's see, Zaid. Where is his custom?
The Furlan Consortium is going ahead with its plans to sue the Citadel Council to remove unfair limits on the intergalactic slave trade.
Just want to find,
End is not.
Yeah, you can see everything's cleared up down here. I got Zaid with me right now.
Alliance military officials are having difficulty meeting hiring quotas, according to a new report. Since Eden Prime, an initial surge in patriotic enlistments was followed by a downturn, as the public became skeptical that the Alliance can match Geth technology.
Got a dangerous job that needs doing or employees that just won't work? Let us help. I'm Ruthos Genera, CEO of Genera Staffing Services. We employ a large force of driven, dedicated Fortune workers ready to address your security needs. We have the largest number of breeding females and unadapted younglings in the Terminus systems, and we can produce Fortune
Sorry, just,
specifications.
I feel like it's somewhere around here. Maybe not. Oh, I give up. I don't know where Zaid's unique dialogue is on Omega.
I got a mate and a ship. I only brought one of them with me to Omega. This ship tastes like poison anyway.
Alright, well, let's go recruit Archangel. Before I do that, small unit tactical expertise, Omnitool expert, and noted sniper. Archangel is a mercenary commander and whose operations are noted for their technical expertise and strategic brilliance. He is responsible for high-profile attacks on gang leaders on Omega and can likely be found there.
Hardworking men and women of Omega, if you've got Vorcha problems, there's only one thing to do. Get rid of them.
I'm in an important business meeting.
I'm sure you are, sister.
Ari's so beautiful.
I mean, lady's not wrong. Arya is pretty gorgeous.
What do you need? I'm trying to track down Archangel. You and half of Omega. You want him dead too? Why is everyone after him?
He thinks he's fighting on the side of good. There is no good side to Omega. Everything he does pisses someone off. It's catching up to him.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds useful.
Just the kind of guy I'm looking for.
Really? Well, aren't you interesting? You're gonna make some enemies teaming up with Archangel.
I can
That's
handle
assuming
them.
you can get to him. He's in a bit of trouble right now.
What kind of trouble?
The local merc groups have joined forces to take him down. They've got him cornered, but it sounds like they're having trouble finishing him off. They've started hiring anybody with a gun to help them.
Sounds like that might be our ticket in.
They're using a private room for recruiting. Just over there. I'm sure they'll sign you up.
Sounds useful.
What can you tell me about Archangel?
Not as much as I'd like. He showed up here several months ago and started causing all sorts of problems. If you make your own laws, which everyone here does, he makes life difficult. He's reckless and idealistic. But he seems to know enough to stay clear of me.
Good to know that Archangel does have at least some survival instincts to not get Arya pissed off at him. Because I feel like that would probably be a bad idea. She seems like the kind of person you don't want
Which
bad.
merc groups are after Archangel?
Blue Suns, Eclipse, Blood Pack. They're Omega's major players. Unless they're at war, you'll never see them together. But one thing they hate more than each other is Archangel.
Do you hate Archangel?
I don't have time for hate, but I distrust them all equally. For now,
Nice.
I'm happy just to let them kill each other.
Good philosophy.
I appreciate the help.
See if you still feel that way when the mercs realize you're here to help him.
Sounds like I don't have much time to waste.
You've got all the time in the world. Archangel? Not so much.
If you have Morden with you, when she mentions when Arya mentions the recruitment going on, Morden mentions that you'll need guns, and then realize, wait, have guns. Perfect.
Arya has work for you.
Not yet.
I hear you're recruiting.
Why don't you step inside? You'll get paid when the job's done, just like everyone else. Who's next? Well, aren't you sweet? You're in the wrong place, honey. Strippers' quarters are that way.
And casual
Show me yours,
misogyny.
tough guy. I bet mine's bigger.
Impressive. So, you're here to fight then?
Gotta love that just casual misogyny that gets tossed in for absolutely no reason at all. There's literally no reason for it. None at all. And yet.
Sure, if this is the place to go after Archangel.
This is the place. Standard fee is 500 credits each. You get paid when the job's done. If you die, your friends don't collect your share. You'll need your own weapons and armor. Looks like you got that covered. And no, this does not make you a member of the Blue Suns, Eclipse, or the Blood Pack. You are a freelancer, period. Any questions?
Alright.
Seems like a lot of trouble for just one guy.
You had a whole team, but we've dealt with them. Now he's just one guy. But he's got the advantage. It's his base of operations and he knows we're coming. He's planned for an attack like this. We've lost a lot of men trying to get to him already.
It's gonna be tough to get to him.
Like chasing a Vorch out of the sewer pipes. But that's why we're recruiting. If we just keep throwing fighters at him, we'll get him eventually.
Sure, guy. I suppose eventually he's got to run out of bullets, right?
Why are the mercs working together to take down Archangel?
You haven't been on Omega long, huh? He does everything he can to screw with us. Shipments go missing. Operations are compromised. Every month it gets worse. Tarek and the other bosses are tired of losing credits. And men.
Is he a heavy hitter? How many merc bosses are involved in this attack?
Yeah, Tarek runs the Blue Suns, but all three bosses are overseeing the operation. Jared's leading the Eclipse and Garm's the head of the Blood Pack. Tarek's in charge, but the others would never say that. I'm surprised they're in on this at all, but I guess getting rid of Archangel is worth it.
So yeah, Archangel clearly has been doing some work.
What do we do once we're there? How do we get to Archangel?
The mercs will tell you when you get there. Last I heard, they were putting the freelancers into scouting groups. They attack in waves to distract Archangel while we try to get past his defenses.
So we're just fodder for his bullets?
If you don't like it, don't sign up. But if you do your job right, it's easy credits. Besides, what are the odds he can kill all of you?
Better once I get there.
Where's the attack taking place?
Archangel's base of operations. He's been hiding right under our noses. I can't tell you exactly where you're going, but we'll get you there.
Alright, good to go.
Where do we go?
Just head over to the transport depot outside the club. One of our boys will take you from there. Send in the next one.
Hey, is this where I sign up?
The voice may sound familiar. Josh Dean. He voiced Jenkins in...
Look a little young to be freelancing as a merc.
I'm old enough. I grew up on Omega. I know how to use a gun.
Yeah, you know enough to get yourself killed.
I can handle myself. Besides, I just spent 50 credits on this pistol, and I want to use...
Get your money back.
Hey, Woody!
Trust me, kid. You'll thank me later.
Aw, he looks so sad. Yeah. Voiced by Josh Dean, the guy who played, who did Leroy Jenkins.
Strong stuff.
Corporal Jenkins in the first game. You may remember him as the young dude who died in the very first mission. At the very start of the very first mission, no less. Oh, bye, Shep. Bye. Oh, hey there.
I'm on the mission.
I hope you're ready. Archangel's been annihilating you freelancers.
Ready when you are.
Get in.
Alright, and now a quick skycar drive. I could bring Morden along, but I figure leave him to do his research for now. Instead, Zaid, because, hey, I mean, just got him. Yeah, he's joined the crew now. So, good to bring along. Plus, you know, killing mercs, that seems like something he'd be good at. Miranda, she doesn't seem like she'd fit in a merc group. Jacob, also not really, but, you know, at least a little bit better than Miranda. Or Morden, for that matter. And I've already spent Zaid's points. Disruptor ammo. Shields and synthetic targets. Concussive shot. Massive blast that propels enemies with bone-crushing force. Veteran! I've improved his health and weapon damage. Zaid holding out for service operative. Again. Yes. Not much I can do with the weapons right now, so.
It's about time they sent me someone who looks like they can actually fight. They tell you what we're up against?
The recruiter was a little vague.
We wouldn't get many hires if everyone knew the truth. Archangel's holed up in a building at the end of the boulevard over there. He's got superior position, and the only way in is over a very exposed bridge. It's a killing ground, but he's getting tired, making mistakes. We'll have him soon enough.
You guys have a plan?
A small team is waiting to infiltrate his hideout, but we need to draw Archangel's fire so they can move in.
And that's where we come in.
Exactly. You'll be on a distraction team. Head straight over the bridge and keep Archangel busy so the infiltration team can sneak in behind him.
That's goddamn suicide.
Pretty much, but you look like you can handle it. Head up to the boulevard and get to the third barricade. Talk to Sergeant Katka. He'll tell you when to go in.
I like that the guy's realistic about our chances. On the other hand, yeah, we do look like we can handle it.
So the bridge is the only way to his hideout?
Exactly. Archangel collapsed all the underground passageways and sealed the doors to the lower levels. We've got teams digging, but it's taking too long. If they can get the gunship flying again, that'll help. But I'm hoping the infiltration team will finish the job and we can all go home.
They were using a gunship to take out one guy?
Yeah, and Archangel shut it down. He didn't destroy it, but he knew just where to hit it to disable it. It wasn't even a fair fight. At least not for us.
Huh. He's good.
Where's the infiltration team now?
On the far side of the bridge near his hideout, but they can't get any closer without being seen.
How'd they get that close without being seen?
More distractions. Tarek used a gunship to keep Archangel busy. We were able to sneak a few men into his hideout before he took it down, but they're stuck there. We need to keep Archangel focused on the bridge, so he doesn't find them and wipe them out.
What do you know about Archangel?
I'm the wrong guy to ask. I just do logistics. Tarek and the other merc bosses have been dealing with him for a while now. But don't be surprised if they're not thrilled about talking to a freelancer.
And I like
Better go
Southgate.
find Sergeant Kafka.
Good idea. Watch yourself on the boulevard. Archangel's killed dozens out there already.
I like Selkie.
Well, we might have a way in, but getting out could be interesting.
He seems like a nice guy.
Let's find him first. Then we'll figure out how to get back.
Yeah, Selkie, he seems like a really nice guy.
Shepard, I've scanned the area, but I am unable to plot any other paths to Archangel.
Guess we're going with the mercs.
The heavy mechs and gunship possess considerable firepower. Weakening them before leaving will improve your chances.
Just want to make sure I don't miss anything over here. Looks like I'm good. And,
As the first wave goes in, the infiltration team will attempt to take Archangel by surprise. I don't expect much from the freelancers. When they fail, we're up next. The light mechs go in first. If that's not enough, we send in the heavy. Be prepared.
Tarek, I've spoken to Garm, and he and his men are on board. Assuming this operation is successful, we can count on high morale and extensive buy-in from the men. From the losses we've already taken, possibility exists that we won't have the men needed to continue on to the next objective. It's clear, though, that none of our organizations would be ready to move in on Arya without the assistance of the other two. Ooh. Interesting.
Do you need something?
Jareth here is voiced by Dwight Schultz. He voiced Presley in the first game and in the opening cutscene of this game. And he also played good old Barkley on Star Trek Next Generation.
You lead the Eclipse?
You figure that out by yourself? I'm Jareth. I run Omega's Eclipse. What do you need, freelancer?
A better attitude might help.
So the infiltration team is the main focus of the attack.
Tarek's plan, not mine. He doesn't want to lose any more men, so he's throwing you freelancers at the problem. Archangel's not going anywhere, so I suppose there's no harm in trying. Who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky.
So you're just gonna hide here while the freelancers get killed?
Precisely. You're paid to be a distraction, nothing more. Whether you survive or not is up to you.
Good to know.
Why are Eclipse on Omega in the first place?
Since you care so much, Eclipse controls almost 20% of Omega. Our transports and mechs keep the EZO moving.
Sounds very organized.
Eclipse runs like a well-oiled machine, but Omega is anything but organized. It's a constant battle for control. Then Archangel comes along and complicates things even more.
Why does Archangel give you so much trouble?
Ask him. I'm just here to make as much money as I can. We didn't come to Omega to be constrained by laws and regulations. He'll regret ever coming to Omega, I promise you.
Seems like this is personal for you.
He raided one of my transports last month, killed 2 of my best operatives. One of them was my brother, so yes, it's pretty damn personal.
Alright. I can understand that.
What do you know about Archangel?
His life expectancy is shortening quickly.
Is that it? Nobody seems to know anything about him.
Look around, you'll learn what you need to know. He's smart, he's resourceful, and he's dangerous. But we've got him cornered. He won't be making fools of us much longer. Can I assist you further?
I like Jareth's face tattoos.
Where did he come from? Who is he?
Even his team didn't know that. Maybe we'll know more once we have his body. Of course, it really won't matter then.
I'll get going.
Good idea.
Quick and easy. 0. Mechs. Too bad I can't really do anything with all these light mechs, but... Targeting parameters reconfigured.
That should slow them down.
Nice. Anyone who activates that thing will get blown the hell up. Friend or foe.
I feel like this is an ain't I a stinker moment, really.
You're in the wrong place, freelancer.
You the Blood Pack leader?
Name's Garm. That's all you need to know. I'm stuck here waiting till you freelancers are done playing war. Ask your questions and go.
When did the Blood Pack attack?
Damn Tarek wants us to wait. I hate waiting.
Yeah.
But he says the Sons have a plan, and they don't want us getting in their way. We're supposed to wait until the Eclipse send their mechs. We'll see.
Why are the Blood Pack on Omega?
We're the muscle on this bloody station. You need protection or want someone removed, talk to us. The Blood Pack are everywhere on Omega. Everybody loves us, and everybody hates us.
I'm guessing Archangel mostly just hates you.
He's just an uptight asshole. I don't really care what he thinks. But he's costing me men and making me work for my money. I'll be the one to take him out today. You watch. I'm the only one who's fought him one-on-one.
What do you know about Archangel?
He's a pain in the ass. He's a Turian, which makes him slightly worse to look at than you. And he's brave, till he realizes you're more than he bargained for.
Sounds like you've had personal experience.
He tried to take me down once. Waited till I was alone. Longest damn fight of my life. But I held him off till my men showed up. He wasn't so tough after that. We chased him over half of Omega. Almost had him. But the slippery bastard snuck away before we could pin him down.
I mean, Archangel sounds even more impressive now. Going one-on-one with the Krogan and then escaping from being chased by a bunch of them? Yeah, he sounds impressive. If there is a specific squad mate with you, we can't have him... I haven't recruited him yet. I haven't recruited this squad mate yet, but if there's a certain squad mate with you, Garm will actually blow the head off that port just standing next to him. Also, I forgot to mention it during Morton's mission, but if you bring a non-human squad mate with you into Morton's recruitment mission, I mentioned that the squad mate will get sick. They will get cured once you get to Morton. Morton will give them a cure.
I should get going.
About time.
Leave us alone.
Alright, fine. Stay out of the line of fire. Quick and easy. Now you see why I don't really bother with the what's it? Yeah, nothing here. Hey guys, don't mind me. The bypass extension is actually a lot more useful.
This looks interesting.
Hey, submachine gun damage, useful. Credits. Power cells.
I'm looking for Sergeant Kathka.
You and me both, lady. He's over there working on
nice
the gunship.
mustache.
We go over the bridge when he gives the word. Go talk to him if you want, but I'm in no hurry.
I'll be right back.
Good luck.
Yeah, before I talk to you, or before I talk to Kathka, I mean.
What do you want, freelancer? He'll report to Kafka. I don't want excuses. Tell Kafka to get that gunship working, or he'll be next over that bridge. And somebody get me those damn blueprints! Now!
He seems charming. I suppose I should have mentioned, Garm is voiced by, I think it's Peter Gillis, I think it was, or Peter Giles, voiced Garm. Tarak here is voiced by Dave Fennoy, who does voice a couple other characters as well. A couple of prominent characters, actually.
Get this freelancer out of here. I don't have time for this shit.
I just have a few questions about the operation.
Jinta, get this scum out of my face.
Tarak, what seat in your ass?
Hey, old friends.
Lead.
Hey, they know each other.
I take it you two are acquainted?
We've crossed paths a few times. Since when do you work for so little?
Since when are you a goddamn madman?
It's Archangel. This guy's gonna kill me. Almost did already.
That bad, huh?
Worse. Look, Saeed, I gotta deal with this shit. Jinta, talk to these guys. Answer whatever questions they have. Good to see you. And who knows, maybe you'll solve my problem for me.
Anything's possible.
I think I just put him in a better mood.
Tarak hates having to hire freelancers. He doesn't trust anyone outside the Blue Suns.
You don't say.
What can I do for you?
Jetta here, whose design I like. I like her hairstyle. I like her haircut, really. She's voiced by Cindy Robinson, who also does voice another character later in the game. There's a few people who voice multiple characters.
What's Tarak gonna do if the infiltration team fails?
To start, he'll shoot any freelancers that are still alive. After
Okay.
that, he'll let Eclipse and the Blood Pack take their shots. I suggested we work together, but he doesn't trust the other groups.
What if Archangel survives all the attacks? Then you Sons are on your own.
That's why Tarak wants that gunship fixed so badly. But it won't come to that. Archangel's good, but he can't hold out that long. He's already been in there over a day.
What do the Blue Suns do on Omega?
We supply goods to a lot of the groups and factions here.
Goods?
Weapons, mechs, machinery, you name it, we can get it. We also broker deals between factions. You wouldn't know it to look at him now, but Tarak can be quite a negotiator.
How did Archangel get the Blue Suns so mad at him?
He harasses and hounds us constantly. We worry that every job is a trap now. Does he know where this meeting is? Will this shipment suddenly disappear? How many men will we lose this time? Tarek's had enough. I don't blame him.
Yeah, I can understand the frustration there. Must be pretty annoying.
What do you know about Archangel?
He's a Turian vigilante who thinks killing mercs is a fun way to pass the time. Other than that, he's a mystery. He shows up, usually at the worst possible time, and screws with our work. He can't die soon enough, if you ask me.
Why do you hate him so much?
He went after Tarek, at his home. Almost got him. Tarek's been on edge ever since, and he's making my life a living hell. Second guesses every damn thing I do. Getting the other merc bands to help us shows you just how desperate he is. They're as bad as Archangel.
Jensen's got some interesting opinions here. I think, anyway. Anyway, I honestly kind of like her. It's a shame she's gonna have to die.
We better get going.
Good idea. Make sure you check in with Kafka.
Will do.
This can't be right. How can he have every exit covered? Not now, human.
Just taking a stroll across. Just gonna sit here for a second. Oh. Yeah, you can actually see him here.
We have to keep moving.
It's the only shot you'll actually take.
Kafka?
Sergeant Kafka.
I like that.
You must be the group Salky mentioned. You're just in time.
I like the way he just like taps his visor to make it go from opaque to transparent. It's a cool touch.
Salky?
You met him when you were dropped off. He radioed to say you were coming. You three kind of stand out from most of the other freelancers. Anyway, the infiltration team is about to give us a signal. Archangel won't know what hit him. Got any questions? This may be your last chance.
And yeah, smoking. Smoking's bad for your health, Kafka.
Are you gonna give us cover with the gunship?
Bad for the health of everyone around you.
Tarek is the only one who flies her. Besides, she's not quite ready. That bastard Archangel gave her a beating last time she was out there. A few more tweaks, she'll be as good as new.
Why are you coordinating the attack and fixing gunships?
I'm in the infiltration group. Our team coordinates with the gunship. I'm staying back to organize the freelancers and make sure the gunship's ready to go if we need her.
Alright.
So our plan is to jump the wall and head for Archangel's building?
And try not to get killed too fast. You're only a distraction, as long as you're alive. You don't have to make it all the way across. Just keep Archangel watching that bridge. The infiltration team will do the rest.
Alright.
How will the infiltration team get to Archangel?
They've got two options. They trap him in close quarters and finish the bastard off face to face. If that doesn't work, they have explosives. They'll just need time to set up.
So the bridge is the only way in?
Until the gunship's working again or the blasters finish with the tunnels. Look, we got a plan. We don't need you trying to come up with any great ideas. Just do your damn job, collect your credits, and go home.
Oh, I'm not coming up with, I'm not second-guessing your plan. I'm just getting information on how to screw with it.
Are you leading the assault?
Ha! Tarek doesn't pay me to fight. I just plan the attacks and fix the damn gunship. You freelancers get the privilege of...
Target is in sight. Where go?
Check. Bravo team! Go, go, go! Archangel's got quite a surprise waiting for him. But that means no more waiting for me. Gotta get her back to 100% before Tarek decides he needs her again.
Yeah. This is a really good idea. This will make things easier later.
Doesn't look like Archangel's got much time.
What the hell are we waiting for?
Yep.
Come on, we'll give these guys a surprise of our own.
Hostile! Damn it!
Jeez.
She's with Archangel. Come on! On!
Taking fire. What's this?
Nice scream there. Before I go meet Archangel, pretty sure there's no one else around here. Is there anything else I need to pick up? Medkits are actually worth keeping, worth avoiding for now. What else do we have here? He's got the... Yes. It's all safe. For some credits. Is there anything over here? Medkit, may as well open that one for now. I'm unlikely to come back to this room, and there are plenty of other medkits I can pick up.
Archangel?
Shepard.
Yeah.
I thought you were dead.
It's Garrus. It's our old buddy. Side note, if you did not take that Paragon interrupt in Afterlife, then that kid, he dies. And Garrus, still voiced by Brandon Keener.
Garrus, what are you doing here?
Just keeping my skills sharp. A little target practice.
He sounds exhausted.
Been better, but it sure is good to see a friendly face. Killing mercs is hard work, especially on my own.
He does sound exhausted.
What are you doing out here on Omega?
I got fed up with all the bureaucratic crap on the Citadel. Figured I could do more good on my own. At least it's not hard to find criminals here. All I have to do is point my gun and shoot.
How'd you manage to piss off every major merc organization in the Terminus systems?
It wasn't easy. I really had to work at it. I am amazed that they teamed up to fight me. They must really hate me.
He's so proud of himself.
Since when did you start calling yourself Archangel?
It's just a name the locals gave me for all my good deeds. I don't mind it, but please, it's just Garrus to you.
Just Garrus it is.
You nailed me good a couple times, by the way.
Concussive rounds only, no harm done. Didn't want the mercs getting suspicious.
Uh-huh.
If I wanted to do more than take your shields down, I'd have done it. Besides, you were taking your sweet time. I needed to get you moving.
Garrus! So good to see him again here. And, yeah, it's... Garrus has been getting... I've spent months pissing off every single merc group on Omega, except for Arya. He's left Arya alone, because even Garrus, I guess... Garrus is smart enough to realize that that's a losing proposition.
Well, we got here, but I don't think getting out will be as easy.
No, it won't. That bridge has saved my life, funneling all those witless idiots into scope. But it works both ways. They'll slaughter us if we try to get out that way.
We can't just sit here and wait for them to come to us.
It's not all that bad. This place has held them off so far. And with 3 of you, I suggest we hold this location, wait for a crack in their defenses, take our chances. It's not a perfect plan, but it's a plan.
I mean, yeah. It's a plan. Reminds me of a line I saw once. Cartoonist by the name of Meredith McLaren tweeted sort of an orphaned line. I'm not saying it's plan A, but it's a plan. Or I'm not saying it's plan A, I'm just saying it's a plan. So, which I thought was a really good line. She just tweeted out because like she had nowhere to, like she didn't have anywhere to put it. But
How'd you let yourself get into this position?
My feelings got in the way of my better judgment. It's a long story. I'll make you a deal. You get me out of here alive, and I'll tell you the whole damn thing.
Deal.
If we fight as a team, we'll hold them off.
You're right. Their numbers won't help them in here anyway. Let's see what they're up to. Looks like they know their infiltration team failed. Take a look. Scouts. Eclipse, I think.
More than scouts. One less now, though.
Indeed. We better get ready. I'll stay up here. I can do a lot of damage from this vantage point. You can do what you do best. Just like old times, Shepard. Let's give these bastards everything we've got.
Switch up!
Come on over.
Oops. I actually meant to.
Scratch one!
Heads up. They're deploying snipers.
Yeah, I'm gonna rush downstairs myself just because it's a great place for snipers, but
Yes! Hostile down. Stun him!
Nice shot!
Snipe that one!
I think get.
Firing concussive shot.
Here's where I wanted to get.
Get over here. Nice. Target down!
Just had to refresh my ammo.
Come on over!
I love this rifle.
Dropped him!
Yeah, I've gotten 30 headshots.
Firing an impact shot! You're done! I've got her!
You want something done properly. All right, let's see how you handle this, Archangel. Go!
Online.
They're sending out the heavy mechs.
That problem should take care of itself.
Good shot! Who's next? You're done! Have a nice trip!
Jacob, you probably don't need to be that far out.
Sure thing. Get over here! You're done! You're done! Get over here! Yes! I've got him!
I'll tear you apart!
Sit down!
Scoped and dropped! Scratch one!
Looks like that's all of them. Come find me before they regroup.
Yeah, that's kind of a fun fight, honestly. Once that heavy mech drops, it just gets fun. That said, it's I'm honestly finding it hard not being a sniper.
See me.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I kinda wish I had my, sniper rifle. It's just, you know... This game is even better for sniping than, the first game is, honestly.
Come see me. You're kicking ass, Shepard. They barely touched me. And we got Jareth in the process. I've been hunting that little bastard for months.
He did seem like a little bastard.
Why were you after him?
He's been shipping tainted Ezo all over Citadel space. Half the goods I seized back at CSEC came from his team here on Omega. I took out a big shipment a while back and killed his top lieutenant in the process. Not surprised he decided to work with the other mercs after that.
We've still got blood pack and blue suns left. Think we can make a break for it?
Maybe. Let's see what they're up to. They've reinforced the other side, heavily, but they're not coming over the bridge yet. What are they waiting for?
That's not a good sound.
What the hell was that?
Damn it. They breached the lower level. Well, they had to use their brains eventually. You'd better get down there, Shepard. I'll keep the bridge clear.
Let's split up 2 and 2. Keep one of my team here.
You sure? Who knows what you'll find down there?
Yeah, I'm leaving Jacob.
Stay with Garrus. Keep him alive.
If you say so. I'm not sure it's a good idea.
Thanks, Shepard. You better get going.
We're on our way.
Go down a level. The basement door is on the west side of the main room behind the stairs. I'll radio directions if you need help, but you've got to get down there quick. Good luck.
Oh, and, yeah, you may notice those, orange tarps laying around. Looking a whole lot like dead bodies. We'll get an explanation of those. I'd already switched to the Vindicator. A battle rifle favored by assassins and elite mercenaries that fires in highly accurate 5-round bursts and can be pulsed for rapid fire. Deadly at any range and effective against armor, shields, and biotic barriers. Upgrades the Avenger assault rifle. Manufactured by Atlantis Risk Control Services for the Blue Suns mercenary group, the Vindicator is quickly gaining popularity in the Terminus systems.
Get to the console and close that shutter before they can get through.
Commencing shutdown.
Anyone else want some?
There's 2 more shutters. Get them closed fast.
This right here yeah, this corner right here is honestly just not fair.
Find the large shutters and seal them.
Shields down.
My aim just got totally thrown off for some reason. I just suddenly looked upwards. But yeah. A friggin' flamethrower right around the corner. With absolutely no cover.
Put him down!
Find the large shutters. And seal them.
Like, how is that the least bit fair? Literally no, damn it. Literally no cover at all.
They're through my shields!
Here they come. There's not too many yet. There's a console near the shutters.
Commencing shutdown. Shutter secured.
Just one more shutter. Hurry!
And this next room is actually really tough. Is there any ammo I can pick up anywhere? Because I'm getting low.
I'll deal with the bridge. You close those shutters. We can't fight them in two places at once.
I know, Garrus, I just...
Just one more shutter. Hurry!
Nope, no ammo. Now you see the problem with this particular gun.
We've got hostiles on the bridge, but we're holding.
Taking heavy fire!
Commencing shutdown.
Eyes up front.
Whew. That was risky. I should have gotten covered, but...
Coming in through the doors.
But I did it. Honestly,
Rip them to shreds!
the Blackstorm makes that so much easier.
Watch my back. I'll deal with Archangel.
Right! Down you go!
Watch the front!
Get over here! Hell yeah!
Rogan on its way.
Finish them!
Get over here!
Alright, I think that's all of them, right? Now I'm just going to collect the remaining medkits for the credits. Because you do get credits for medkits. And I'm pretty sure. I need to get better about using the medkits, honestly. There were a couple of times where I got real close to death, and it was all because I wasn't using the medkits. Was there one up here? There wasn't one in here, was there? Yeah, you see these tarps as they mentioned that he had a team. There's a medkit. So yeah, you see a few of them. 4 here. I saw one upstairs. There should be a few more. There should be a couple more somewhere, but I'm not sure where they are. Whatever.
Thanks, Shepard. They hardly got through to me. And we
It's
took
awesome.
out Garm and his blood pack. This day just gets better and better. He was one tough son of a bitch.
You fought with him before?
Yeah, we tangled once. Caught him alone, none of his gang to help him. Still couldn't take him out. I've never seen a Krogan regen that fast. He's a freak of nature. He just kept at it until his Vorcha showed up. It was close, but I had to let him go. Not this time.
Only the Blue Suns are left. I say we take our chances and fight our way out.
I think you're right. Tarek's got the toughest group, but nothing we haven't faced before. Besides, he won't be expecting us to meet him head-on and...
Get your head down!
Damn it! I thought I took that thing out already.
I fixed it, but not completely. Make sure of that.
Watch your back. We need to prepare. Come see me.
Yeah! Down you go. You won't take me alive.
Okay.
Down the sidewall, ground floor.
You won't take me alive. Alright. That's fine.
I've got him!
Shields. Shields are my one real weakness at this moment.
Get over here!
Ah. I was hoping to refresh my ammo before this cutscene, but... Oof. Yeah, he took some shots. Oh!
Garrus!
Here they come.
If you didn't take the Renegade Interrupt earlier, that fight is a lot tougher. The gunship is a lot more repaired, so it's a much tougher fight. Still alive. Oh, clinging to his gun.
We're getting you out of here, Garrus. Just hold on.
He let go of his gun. That's not good.
Radio Joker, make sure they're ready for us.
He's not gonna make it.
Those aren't good sounds that he was making. And don't be a pessimist, Zaid. Extracted Archangel from Mercenary Siege and recruited him for the team. Unclear whether injury to Archangel will impair his ability to assist in the mission. Regardless, revelation of identity as Garrus Vakarian useful in keeping Shepard comfortable. Says a lot, doesn't it? Cerberus wants Shepard comfortable. Yeah, I've already done that. Got that. Got that. It's useless for me, but other squad mates will be able to make good use of this. Successfully recruit Archangel, yes.
Commander, we've done what we could for Garrus, but he took a bad hit. The doc's corrected with surgical procedures and some cybernetics. Best we can tell, he'll have full functionality, but...
Shepard?
Tough son of a bitch. Didn't think he'd be up yet.
Nobody would give me a mirror. How bad is it?
Hell, Garrus, you were always ugly. Slap some face paint on there and no one will even notice.
Oh, don't make me laugh. Damn it, my face is barely holding together as it is. Some women find facial scars attractive. Mind you, most of those women are Krogan.
Busted up armor.
Frankly, I'm more worried about you. Cerberus, Shepard. You remember those sick experiments they were doing?
Says a lot that after almost getting his face blown off by a rocket, he just comes in and is like, I'm more worried about you. He's not wrong, though.
That's why I'm glad you're here, Garrus. If I'm walking into hell, I want someone I trust at my side.
You realize this plan has me walking into hell, too. Just like old times.
He says
I'm fit
a
for
lot.
duty whenever you need me, Shepard. I'll settle in and see what I can do with the forward batteries.
I will say, just like old times is something of a recurring phrase in the second and third games, especially the second game. Submachine gun damage. I haven't really been using my submachine gun. Improves weapons mass by field generator, aggressive velocity, blah blah, whatever. And get armor upgrades. Standard Omnitools are calibrated with a wide neural input tolerance range so they can be used effectively by any race. By tuning the inputs of the Omnitool to match the specific neural patterns of the user, responsiveness and power can be greatly increased. Once tuned in this manner, the Omnitool is almost unusable by anyone but the wearer, and it must be constantly recalibrated to subtle neural shifts. Yes, useful. One more tech upgrade, one more metagel upgrade. Still can't get that, whatever. This is something very useful. Oh, I need another headstone. Okay. Still on the fence about getting into the... I suppose I can... The armors are easy enough. I may as well. Honestly, it's they're easy to get. I'm not sure if I'll use any of this stuff, but I can get it.
Shepard, how can I help?
Have you got a minute to talk?
Yes, would like that actually. Talked about work earlier. Time with Special Tasks Group studying genophage. Wasn't entirely honest. Lie of omission. Also, other kinds. Need to clear the air. Mission too important to keep secrets.
Lie of omission.
Work
Also
on
other kinds. I.e.
was more than just study.
Lie of omission. Also other kinds. I.e. lies.
What was the Special Tasks Group doing with the Krogan genophage?
Study at first, as I said, but uncovered surprising data. Krogan population was increasing at faster rate than expected. Krogan were adapting to genophage, overcoming disease.
Did the Krogan evolve, or did some of their scientists develop a treatment?
Krogan scientists? Never met Krogan scientist worthy of term. No. Natural evolution. Krogan physiology incredibly durable. Organ redundancy, backup systems, cellular regeneration. Genophage like any other natural hazard. Krogan evolved past it.
I mean, we encountered a Krogan scientist on Vermeer. I forget the I don't remember the guy's name, but he was a Krogan scientist.
Maybe they were just having a lucky year. Or fewer mercs left, meaning more Krogan were left to repopulate.
Please, Shepard. Social environmental concerns accounted for. Not an undergraduate. Population spike caused by adaptation to genophage. No other possibility.
Not an undergraduate. Ooh, burn on undergraduates.
The genophage was a terrible mistake. It nearly destroyed the Krogan and their culture. Now they have a chance to recover.
Naive viewpoint. Krogan too dangerous to allow unchecked birth rate. Look at Krogan rebellions. Personally led a science team. Geneticists, chemists, sociologists, mathematicians. Created new version of genophage. Released it on Tuchanka, other Krogan-centric areas. Restabilized Krogan population.
You never considered other options?
Hundreds. Thousands. Modified genophage offered best outcome. Stabilized population, avoided publicity that could incite Krogan anger, averted potential genocide or devastating war. Best solution for whole galaxy, Krogan included.
If the Krogan are so dangerous, why not just sterilize them outright?
Not a war criminal, not a murderer, genocide unnecessary. Krogan as a whole, violent, aggressive, still have outliers worth saving. Genophage modification protected galaxy, allowed Krogan chance to survive. Everyone wins. Good for us, good for them.
He does raise some good points. He's probably not wrong, realistically. Krogan are dangerous. They have a high birth rate, which allows them to overpopulate any world they go to. And yes, I mean, he's not wrong, really. And I like that he's so passionate about it, too.
How did you distribute the modified genophage?
Covert drops, hospitals, clan centers, water supplies. Very difficult. Few Solarians on Tuchanka. Team got caught a few times. Had to fight free. Messy. Better when things went as planned.
Things usually are.
How did your genophage modification work?
Krogan evolution attached garbage genetic code to genophage attack sites. Modification created other areas for garbage code to connect. Left sites clean, capable, running smoothly.
The genophage was a mistake bordering on a war crime. Recreating it is unforgivable.
Don't want me on team? Don't bring me. Can stay here, work on collector research. But no apologies. Did what was right. Hope you do the same if necessary. Should get back to work. Talk more later. Next time tissue synthesis has to compile. Good for free time.
Alright. Yeah, it's like, even if you don't agree with him, he does present valid reasons, and it's clear that he does want the Krogans to survive, so...
Commander, can I help you with something?
I'm more interested in just talking for a bit.
If you want, Commander. Cerberus has ranks, but it's not the Alliance. No rules about fraternization. Your boat, your call. You want to get friendly with everyone? That's your business.
You sound hesitant, Jacob. Am I putting you on the spot?
You're trying to. Sorry if I knee-jerked. Cerberus puts a lot of suspicion in your head. I like you, Shepard.
Fair.
So talk, and we'll see how it goes.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, I mean, Cerberus is a very secretive organization, so...
Anyone waiting for you back home?
Only child and no extended family. Never settled down. Didn't seem fair with this job. But you can't miss what you never had.
Sure you can. So yeah, he's romanceable, but his romance... Honestly, his romance is actually surprisingly difficult to complete. Anyway. Let's ask about him and Miranda.
I know you and Miranda work together. I got the impression it might have been more than that.
It got a little close. Then it got really far apart. The rest isn't your business, Commander.
Fair enough.
Consider it dropped. I trust you to keep everything professional, Jacob.
Thanks. That always bugged me about the Alliance. They didn't let people handle their own problems. Cerberus isn't any better. They just put more effort into hiding how much they spy on you.
Okay, look. There are very, very, very good reasons why fraternization is frowned upon in most militaries. You don't want a commanding officer making decisions based on their relationships with the people under their command.
Let them watch. We're not hiding anything.
Wouldn't matter if we were. It's not like they can reel us in. We're handling this, whether they like it or not. Anyway, I should get back to prep. Nice talking to you, Shepard. Let's do it again sometime.
Yeah, he's real chatty. Alright. Let's see here. Done that, done that. Next mission, I'll use the missile launcher. I'll keep him with the Vindicator for now. I might use the Ah, snap, I'm just...
I heard about Ferris Fields. Any news on your brother?
He's gone. They're all gone. But we'll get them back.
Shepard and Lawson are on it. We'll get your brother back. And make sure the collectors pay for taking him.
I just realized I totally forgot about something from after last mission.
Hey, Commander, we got Garrus back. That's great, because he was totally my favorite. With that pole up his ass.
Joker.
What do you think about the people we're picking up?
Well, about the ones you went out with last. Jacob is way too nice a guy for the number of ways he knows how to kill people. Zaid is like you, but takes checks. As long as it's not my money, we're good. It's just my opinion, though. There's really no need to go spreading
I assume everything's going well up here?
It was, until the thing started questioning my every move. It won't let anything slide.
You were deliberately falsifying maintenance reports, Mr. Moreau.
Not falsifying, tweaking. I always round up on task times. It makes us look good when we come in under.
Yeah.
Harmless self-promotion. Edie can ease off on that.
Very well, Shepard.
Yeah, go pout. I win.
Joker.
Right. No hard feelings. Good game.
That's it for now.
See ya, Commander.
Joker. Actually, I didn't really forget to talk to Kelly last time.
How is our newest Turian crew member doing? His injuries looked painful.
He's been through a lot, not just physically.
There's something about him. I just want to hold him close and whisper, "It will be all right."
All right.
I've been through a lot too, Kelly. Some of your therapy sounds perfect right now.
Someday we'll have to set aside some time and really talk.
Yep.
Anything else, Commander?
Yeah, I forgot. After you recruit Morden, she comments on his profile about him being accurate and saying that he's like a hamster on caffeine, which is just a pretty great description.
I'll be here if you need anything. Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
Yeah, I'll get to it in a minute. I really like that description of him. like a hamster on coffee. On caffeine. Whichever it was.
Another colony's gone missing.
Ferris Fields, I heard. That's not far from New Canton. Did your family get back to Earth?
Not yet. My mother-in-law's given us grief.
That's what they're for.
Lawson assures me the transport team will physically drag them away if need be.
While I'm here, I may as well mention something. So, I have mentioned Cerberus Daily News. Like I said, it was something that for a full year after the game launched, they did the daily news reports on the front screen. Cerberus Daily News. Want to mention something about it. The second and third articles that they posted were about the Cyrene colony disappearing, which was the 7th human colony to go missing. It was actually compared to Roanoke, which if you know your early American history better than I do. I don't know early American history very well, but Roanoke was an early North American colony that went missing. By went missing, they probably just went down the. They almost certainly just went down the road a bit. And started hanging out with a nearby indigenous tribe, but it's considered one of the big mysteries. It's considered a great mystery.
Commander, what can I do for you?
Do you have a minute, Miranda?
There's a lot to do, Shepard. Maybe another
time. Do you have
time.
a minute, Miranda?
There's a lot to
I'll
do.
let you work.
Of course, Commander.
Alright, so nothing from her.
Did you hear? Another colony went missing. Ferris Fields.
Ferris Fields? Didn't Hadley have a brother stationed there?
Yeah, he's taking it pretty hard.
Yeah, I can imagine. And the battery is open. The main battery is open. We can come in here to chat with Garrus. Hey, disruptor torpedoes.
What's this area of the ship?
The gunnery control station. The ship's batteries are controlled from here. The Combat Information Center operators send targeting information here. The CIC decides who to shoot. Gunnery control decides how to shoot.
Alright.
Shepard, need me for something?
What can you tell me about the Normandy's armaments?
Looks like Cerberus upgraded what the ship carried before. Should have a bit more kick. I still don't like our chances against a collector ship, though. Not unless we upgrade the guns.
Have Cerberus crewmen given you any trouble?
I think being part of the team that took down Saren got me some points. Everyone I talked to was polite, anyway. Don't worry, Commander. We're all working together.
I'm glad they're being polite.
Have you got any upgrade ideas for the Normandy's weapon systems?
A few, yeah. Here, take a look.
Hey, and I can actually get it, too. The Turian-designed Phoenix Magnetic Hydrodynamic Cannon is now installed on the Normandy. This cannon is powerful enough to destroy a collector ship with repeated hits. Won't be useful for a long time,
Shepard,
but...
Need me for something?
Have you got any upgrade ideas for the Normandy?
My current upgrades are working pretty well. That's about the best I can do.
Have you got a minute?
Sure. Just checking the weapon systems. You can never be too careful. I thought I'd seen every weapon in the galaxy in our fight against Saren. Mercenary work showed me otherwise. And now Cerberus rebuilds the Normandy with a few upgrades to boot. I wish we'd joined up with them sooner.
We haven't joined Cerberus. They're funding our mission. That's all.
Relax, Shepard. Just a figure of speech. I can't exactly doubt your judgment. Not after I got my own squad killed.
Tell me about your squad.
There were 12 of us, including me. Former military operatives, CSEC agents, the usual. Had a Solarian explosives expert. Pretty sure he'd spent time in the Special Tasks Group. My tech expert was a Batarian, believe it or not. Not the friendliest guy, but he could hack any system ever built.
Sounds useful. As I recall, there were an absolute ton of I don't want to say potential squad mates, but like before, like when the game was being developed, they came up with just a massive number of possible character concepts. Most of them obviously didn't make it in. Obviously. I believe one of them was actually going to be a Batarian tech expert. Yeah, or a Batarian, the Batarian gearhead. A male Batarian mechanic who would be socially awkward. Yeah, I think there was something like 200. I could be, I don't know. But there was a lot of concepts. Writer Mac Walters shared a document of concepts for Mass Effect 2 party members. Some of them made it into the game, being like with some major changes. There was Cerberus Superwoman, who got changed to Miranda. The difference being that the Cerberus Superwoman, as originally conceived, was going to be the daughter of a wealthy couple. There was the Cerberus bodyguard who became Jacob, and the Cerberus bodyguard, as originally conceived, was not going to be over his relationship with Miranda, but this one, yes, very much is. One was called the Mercenary, who was going to be Zaid, but would betray Shepard at some point if you didn't get his loyalty. Another interesting one was the Solarian Assassin, a Solarian who is seeking to avenge his ancestors, who are members of the League of One, which you may remember from that collection quest from the first game. Apparently he was inspired by Inigo Montoya from The Princess Bride. There were a ton. A malfunctioning Prothean hologram was considered. The Tank, a 75-year-old non-sentient robot that Shepard could obtain through a salvaging mechanic. Quarian Infiltrator, a male Quarian who was described as a combination of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Bit of a roguish nature, and would have been a romance option for a female Shepard. The Cordial Smuggler, a Han Solo-like character with the naive enthusiasm of Luke Skywalker. The Crazy Quarian King, a Quarian who is obsessed with getting revenge on the Geth, inspired by the Crazy Irishman from Braveheart. So many more. The Asari Spectre, who would come into conflict with Shepard on Omega. Yeah, just a ton. A lot of them did get reworked into other characters, or a few of them got reworked into other characters that did make it into the game, but a lot of them, the vast majority, just got scratched because they just had so many concepts.
What did your merc squad do? Didn't sound like you were available for hire.
You saw Omega. It was full of thugs kicking the helpless. I formed my team to kick back. We weren't mercenaries. At least nobody was paying us. We made money by taking down slavers, pirates, or gangs that went too far.
It sounds like you were just another gang.
Then I'm saying it wrong. We didn't shake anyone down. No civilian casualties. That was our rule. Every member of my team had lost someone to Omega's gangs. We weren't out to get rich. We were out to make those bastards think twice before murdering someone in the street.
Doesn't sound like you made any friends with the gangs.
I got 3 separate merc bands to work together to take me down. My manager at CSEC would be impressed. It was simple. We'd hit their shipments, disrupt activities, get under their skin, make them angry. They'd come charging right into our well-prepared kill zone, crossfire and snipers, clean and surgical. They never stood a chance.
Very nice.
How'd you end up fighting mercenaries here on Omega?
I went back to CSEC after the Normandy was destroyed, but with all the rebuilding at the Citadel, there was too much chaos for me to really help. Omega was filled with criminals nobody else could touch, and there was no red tape to slow me down. It was a perfect fit. People here needed someone to believe in, someone to stand up to the local thugs.
Yeah, all those talks you had with them to try to convince them to do things by the book, to follow the rules, fell on deaf ears. On the plus side, you did successfully convince them to care about civilian casualties, to make sure that civilians were protected. So, you at least got that part through.
That explains how you started. How'd you end up with a squad?
Not too different from how you formed your squad to fight Saren, actually. You prove that you get things done, and people join up.
It's not how I formed my squad.
Security consultants tired of playing by the rules. I gave them hope. And now they're dead. Shows what I know.
I didn't form my squad by showing that I can get things done. Like, I got my squad because I was hired to investigate Saren. Garrus was also hired to investigate Saren, so he joined me because we were looking for the same goal. Rex joined me because we both need to go after Fist. Tally joined me because she provided information on... Like, I didn't really prove I can get things done. I got things done because people joined me.
How did those mercenary gangs take down your team?
It was my own damn fault. One of my people betrayed me.
It's not your fault when that happens.
A Turian named Sidonis. He drew me away just before the mercs attacked my squad. Then he disappeared. Everyone except me is dead because of him. And because I didn't see it coming.
I'm not sure I understand. What happened exactly?
Sidonis asked for my help on a job. When I got to the meeting point, nobody was there. By the time I got back to our hideout, the mercs had killed all but 2 of my squad. And they didn't last long.
Oof. Sounds rough. But yeah,
you
maybe
sure it was a
that.
betrayal? Maybe they took Sidonis out first.
No. I put out feelers with some old contacts. He booked transport off Omega just before the attack. He also cleared out his private accounts before he left. He sold me out and ran.
Well, dang.
Do you know where Sidonis is now?
No. His trail vanishes after he leaves Omega, but I'll keep hunting. I lost my whole team except for Sidonis. One day I'll find him and correct that. Thanks for coming by, Shepard. I've got some things to take care of.
Alright. Fair enough. Yeah, it's rough. Poor guy. No wonder Kelly wanted to give him a hug.
This mission takes me back.
Mm-hmm.
So you knew Archangel from before. Interesting. Knew a lot of men taking jobs to kill the son of a bitch. I never saw the point. You and I wanted the same thing. A whole lot of mercs dead. Hell of a sniper, though. And he kept himself alive with all the mercs in Omega after him. That ain't easy.
Curious that Zaid wants dead mercs. On the other hand, fewer mercs means that more jobs for him.
Me and a buddy were hired to take out this one guy, Matthias, I think. Hell, I forget. Turns out it was a trap. We got jumped by a hit squad. 2 Batarians, a Krogan, and a Hanar. Damn jellyfish nearly choked me to death. Wore a neck brace for weeks to cover that up. Haven't underestimated a Hanar since.
Yeah, that's very...
I should let you go. Talk more later, Shepard.
Not yet. We're not ready for that story about the rifle just yet.
Morden's psych profile warned of hyper behavior, but he is like a hamster on coffee. He's going to be a very productive member of the team. Anyway, what's up?
That'll be all.
Take care.
Good. I was able to get that line. I love that line. Cerberus Command. Reports tell us you've been operating in the Omega Nebula. We'd like you to look into a situation on Warwick, a nearby planet in the Fathar system. Scan the planet for a base, where we believe Eclipse mercs are holding one of our operatives. You should be able to detect the operative's transmitter. Extract the operative. If the operative is beyond rescue, recover any relevant intel that Eclipse may have collected. This is a very delicate matter, Shepard. We trust in your discretion. John Whitson, the kid on Omega. Hey, Arya gave me this address. I think I met you at Afterlife on Omega. You stopped me from joining up with those mercs who were trying to take out Archangel. Man, I was so pissed off at you. I got blind drunk that night, and it was a few days later before I got together enough to check the news vids, and saw that almost all those mercs had gotten killed by Archangel. I don't know who you are, or if you got out of there alive yourself, but thanks. I felt really stupid when I heard about the body count, and how I could have been part of it. I'll make the most of what you did for me. John Whitson. We saved him. It's almost like a second chance, you know? We couldn't save Jenkins, but we could save this kid who looks and sounds exactly like him. Also, interesting that Arya passed along my contact information. First of all, kind of unsettling that she was able to get my contact information, but also oddly nice of her to let the kid tell that kid how to pass along a message to me. Weirdly nice. From Omega Clinic Desk. Commander, I wanted to thank you again for saving me from those Batarians. I thought I'd seen the worst of people's anger and fear at Dr. Solis' clinic. I had no idea how much anger his work was keeping in check, how bad it really was. If not for you, I'd be dead. Thank you. The clinic is doing well. You got rid of most of the plague, and I've been able to handle the rest without too much trouble. The Blue Suns keep offering to take over security here. I keep the mechs powered on. I won't make the same mistake twice. Thanks, Daniel. And while I'm here, Garrus has a secondary outfit. One that doesn't look too bad, honestly. Better than this one, for sure. Like, the problem with this one is entirely in the visor. It's just, I don't like the visor. I wish there was a way to have this costume, but without the visor. Which I'm pretty sure I could do with by downloading a mod. I think there's a mod for that. But I'll leave her with her default outfit. Fine. Yeah, Garrus, I kind of like the damaged armor look that he's got. Anyway, concussive shot, overload, and armor piercing him up. So, assault rifle, sniper rifles, unsurprisingly. So, alright. And some codex entries.
Following the Battle of the Citadel, human and Turian volunteers conducted a massive 3-month recovery effort to clear the station's orbit of debris. Secretly, the Turian Office of Technological Reconnaissance volunteers were technology recovery specialists, salvaging the main weapon of the Geth flagship Sovereign and large amounts of its valuable Element Zero core. Contrary to popular belief, Sovereign's main gun was not a directed energy weapon.
Oh?
Rather, its massive Element Zero core powered an electromagnetic field suspending a liquid iron-uranium-tungsten alloy that shaped into armor-piercing projectiles when fired. The jet of molten metal, accelerated to a fraction of the speed of light, destroys targets by impact force and irresistible heat. Only 11 months after the battle, the Turians produced the Thanix, their own miniaturized version of Sovereign's gun. The Thanix can fire reliably every 15 seconds, rivaling a cruiser's firepower, but mountable on a fighter or frigate.
Okay, so the narrator says 15, the codex says 5. Who knows? But, yeah, that's pretty cool. We got a gun that is reverse engineered from a Reaper. Hell yeah!
Founded by notorious Batarian slaver Solum Dulcera, the Blue Suns began as a Skillian Verge protection racket, providing genuine protection from slavers and pirates. Eventually captured by the Systems Alliance Navy, Dulcera beat almost 24 charges to be convicted on a single count of conspiracy. The slaver benefited from the tutelage of cellmate and brilliant con artist Bernard Legit's Ledger. Upon release 5 years later, Dulcera incorporated Blue Suns as a legal security agency. Today, the Blue Suns boast a galaxy-wide force of Batarians, Turians, humans, and Krogan. Each deployment is backed by a logistics corps, selling everything from heavy weapons to shaving cream. Despite claims that Blue Suns sells its captives as slaves, no Blue Suns employee has ever been convicted on such charges. Many Blue Suns members sport the company logo in tattoo form, removed during assignments and reapplied at mission end.
So they're rather interesting. The Blue Suns are a rather interesting group.
Brainchild of Asari Commando Jonas Sideris, Eclipse was incorporated as a proactive security company. Influenced by Asari and Solarian military doctrine, Eclipse specializes in sabotage, assassination, and personal and organizational security. Although Citadel governments regard the corporation with suspicion, it's embraced in the Skillian Verge and Terminus systems. Early on, Sideris sought government contracts to establish market share against the better-established Blue Suns. Her agency scored a galactic PR coup by retaking several space stations captured by the Anhur People's Liberation Army and neutralizing its leaders, a victory Eclipse's marketing department never ceases trumpeting. Based on Omega Station, Eclipse controls nearly 20% of the asteroid's real estate. Its services range from mech repair to open warfare, although assassination is reserved for meeting wider, longer-term company goals. For instance, preemptive strikes against pirates, rather than murdering spouses for insurance money. Despite numerous reports, Eclipse denies sabotaging or kidnapping business rivals.
I like this photo, this image of an Eclipse.
Originally a small Terminus Systems Vorcha gang, the Blood Pack was transformed into a legion by visionary Krogan battlemaster Gunnar Rang. Exiled for striking a female in anger, Rang obsessed over reclaiming his lost status. Leading the Vorcha Pack as a pirate crew, Rang cultivated recruits and infamy for a decade before incorporating his fighters as a security company across the Skillian Verge. His notoriety ensured his initial public offering for investors made him rich beyond most Krogan's dreams. Rang returned triumphantly to his clan, rallying elders, Krogan hordes, and their firepower and biotic support toward professional violence in the Terminus systems. Banned from Citadel space, the Blood Pack bribes its way through spaceports into armed conflicts across the galaxy. Priding themselves for accepting otherwise untouchable contracts, the Blood Pack rejects bodyguarding and security in favor of cases requiring minimal oversight and maximal violence.
Good for them. And I feel like I haven't read this one. The A-61 Mantis gunship. The workhorse of mercenary bands throughout the galaxy, the Mantis is a two-man vectored thrust aircraft that excels in close air support roles. Highly modular in construction, the Mantis can be reconfigured as a low-altitude gunship, a fighter, a high-altitude bomber, or even a single-stage-to-orbit spaceplane that can engage enemy craft around a planet or space station. The only role that the Mantis cannot perform is that of a true deep space fighter, as it has no FTL drive. First rolled off the assembly lines in 2170, the Mantis remains in service in dozens of armies across the galaxy. It is most commonly used as air support in pitched ground battles, in a configuration that sports two pods for Inferno PKRs, precision kill rockets, and a chin-mounted M350 mass accelerator cannon. Its kinetic barriers, thermal decoy system, and electronic countermeasures suite make the Mantis far less vulnerable to surface-to-air attacks than previous generations of aircraft. Like most modern planes, the Mantis uses an Element 0 core to ease the load of the engines with a mass effect field, allowing it to take off vertically or hover in place using minimal fuel. This also gives it far greater range and speed than the helicopters and jump jet aircraft that once filled its niche. A Mantis can take off from Baton Rouge, reach Moscow in a few hours, fly a ground attack mission, and return home before having to refuel. And one more. Oh, two more. Disruptor torpedoes are powered projectiles with warheads that create random and unstable mass effect fields when triggered. These fields warp spacetime in localized areas. The rapid asymmetrical mass changes cause the target to rip itself apart. In flight, torpedoes use a mass-increasing field, making them too huge for enemy kinetic barriers to repel. I think I read this before in the last game. Because extra mass retards acceleration, torpedoes are easy prey for defensive Guardian weapons, and must therefore be launched at extremely close range to be effective. Yeah, I definitely read this one. To prevent damage to the parent craft, torpedoes must be cold-launched, meaning they are released before their thrusters ignite. Aligning with its target's trajectory, a fighter releases a torpedo and immediately thrusts away, while the torpedo continues to coast towards its target. After the fighter is clear, no more than a second after launch, the torpedo activates its mass field and thrusters away from the fighter and towards its target. Okay, I didn't read this part of it. This part's new, I think. Torpedoes are the main anti-ship weapon used by fighters. Launched at point-blank range in ripple-fire waves, they are reminiscent of the ancient Calliope rocket artillery launchers, thus their popular nickname, Cowls. By saturating defensive Guardian systems with multiple targets, at least a few torpedoes will get through. And this one's definitely new. The Javelin is an experimental, close assault weapon fitted on a handful of newer Alliance warships. It consists of a rack of 2 or more disposable disruptor torpedo tubes bolted or magnetically slung onto the exterior of a ship's armored hull. Fired on converging trajectories, torpedoes detonate in a precisely timed sequence that allows the warhead's dark energy to resonate and thereby magnify the resulting spacetime warp effects. Like fighter-launched torpedoes, Javelins are cold-launched for safety reasons, though they use a different approach. Resembling old-fashioned submarine torpedo tubes, Javelin torpedoes come compact in individual sealed tubes filled with compressed inert gas. Opening the front of the tube causes escaping gases to push the torpedo into the vacuum, releasing a puff of crystals around the mouth of the tube. After completely clearing the tube, the torpedo ignites its thrusters. Javelin mounts are most often fitted on swift frigates, which enter knife-fight torpedo ranges as a matter of course. Javelins may also be fitted on heavier ships for short-range engagements, such as trans-relay assaults. They are particularly useful in this role for dreadnoughts, which cannot lay their main guns on close-range targets. As missile weapons, Guardians are subject to highly accurate defensive Guardian fire. They must be launched in large numbers and at short range to have any chance of hitting their target at all. And that's that, Red. Yeah, I'm gonna save up for Biotic Mastery, I think. But for now, that is that for this episode. These are going longer than I actually anticipated. I thought the missions would be... I thought the missions were quicker than they've been turning out to be. Anyway. So that's that. Next episode, I'm actually going to hit the... I'm actually going to do a couple of side quests in the next episode. To start with, I am going to hit the Council. Or the... not the Council, but the Citadel. I'll get Kasumi. I'll probably do a couple of the side quests. The Normandy crash side, I figure I'll do that one. There are a couple of side quests on Omega that are actually worth doing. So I'll do that. But for now, thanks for watching, and have a great day.